emerald.
Александр, подскажите, а кто живет в этих домах, которые слева здесь?
Ну, это профессорский профессор. It was one of the first houses, cooperative houses of the Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. Then they used to live here, the professors of the University of Kiev Polytechnics, and their relatives, their children, their great children. Yeah, that's it. And especially because the other building, and some other in this area, I know for sure below there the ex-KGB personnel, you know, but this one is an exception. Right? This is a very high point because it's the plateau. We can see another plateau. This just in the distance. It's also a building like this, but this is Minister of Foreign Affairs. So the President and Minister of Foreign Affairs, they can be in very close contact. We can see each other very well. Let's come here because from that point we can see something else. The main street is just between down there. And this Poland is the Independence Square, the main street. And following is the St. Michael Monastery. We will first we do this part of the town and then we move there, so you will see with your own eyes what they look like just close up, but here is from the distance. And here there is another one, very interesting building. It's this. For ceremonies such as the boarding, maybe ambassadors, all credentials produced here, maybe some other important negotiations and treaties are conducted there. And it was built in 1901 by quite a well-known and prominent Kiev architect, Vladislav Gorodetsky. Well, first of all, he violated all the laws of architecture existing. Just look at that column, and it's a lizard, so where there is no example that a classical column with the curved lines, but it looks quite harmoniously here. Just abundance of all decorations, which can suggest that his hobby was hunting. African safari, those are infinite rhinos, things like that. Yes, so
Janet Reno.
Crocs and other animals, elephants, there are all these exotic things. But why the toads? Why those frogs here? Yeah. Or something like mermaids? Gives the suggestion that very soon a legend was born that when he was in Africa, that his daughter drowned. And some said that he drowned in Lake Chad, others said that he drowned in the river Congo or in the Mediterranean, but it was just a work of imagination because his daughter Helen lived happily until she was 85 and died peacefully. Valley down. So here is our president looking down at us.
Yes.
We are doing well.
I've got to watch it actually when I'm walking around in the Ukraine. Last time I fell over at one of those flower pots that they have all over the place and did my shoulder in. I can't afford to do that again. I was lucky I got the functionality back after nearly a year and the pain went away after 6 months. Fake.
And his adventures during World War I.
More
quite a smart
Ukrainian
guy
Czech
that
unity.
Foolish,
Lots of
stupid, but he is very, very clever and very wise. He finds a way out of here. And as a Czech writer, Yaroslav Hasek, during World War I, he was taken prisoner. And he spent 6 months here in Kiev in a prison camp. And then he lived here, and it's here that he wrote about this famous novel. And it has become very popular because it's full of humor. You know, the situation is a lot of...
It's actually Hasek's novel Schweik is one that I'm going to read in Czech in the original. I've dipped in and out of it in English. It's very good, but I want to. One of the aims of learning Czech is to read that in the original. I know Steve Kaufman already is reading it, but then he a slightly different method. He likes to learn by reading. I like to learn in order to read comfortably.
Lake here, because 130 years ago, everything was absolutely empty. There was kind of forest and a small lake here. But maybe they tried to dry the lake, but perhaps there are some sources to feed it, and that is why this fountain was established here. It's like a vase of fruit. Another actor, he was a comedian and he worked a long time in the theater. This is in his old age when he's retired because he lived somewhere. If you look carefully into his eyes, they are quite sad, because as it often happens, that a comedian on stage and his real life is not as comic. And as soon as some younger colleagues come from the theater and start talking, he would just transform himself. He was a real actor. This house, quite nice looking, apart from the top story, because the top story which was added later is really terrible, to tell you the truth.
Will they add a bronze statue of Natalia Korolyova one day?
Ah, yeah, one day.
She's a very good actress. And I would sit next to that and have my photo taken, definitely.
Okay. Well, maybe. And this is also art. This, although it was high school, but it's the play on the left below the flag. It shows that here the famous French ballet dancer Serge Lefar studied. Well, of course, when he was here in Kiev, his name was Sergei Lefarenko, and he became Serge Lefar when he moved to France. Since 1920 until
People do that quite a bit.
1985. He lived a long life, but after the revolution, he never came back to his hometown. Because
What do these green ribbons mean on the trees? Do they have any particular
No.
meaning?
The meaning is this, and you can see there are some Easter eggs. They are left here from Easter because initially, they were decorated before Easter, and there was at that spot there was a huge egg, Easter egg at the time. I hope that after in the spring.
I think that's the shade.
Remove this and replace it with the newer ones.
I thought it was equivalent of the yellow ribbon around the old oak tree.
Quite a rich companies, electricity supply company, and to show that the profile of this building has changed, they found somewhere an old transformation box and placed it here to show, okay, now it's no longer a school, it's an electrotechnical company here.
What, so this is this pointy thing, yeah? Interesting.
Like lace, or embroidery. Very fine floral decorations here. It's just a representative
It's stucco,
of
is
the
it?
so-called neo-Russian style of the early 20th century.
It looks almost Venetian.
Yeah. Well, to tell you the truth, it's eclectic because it's a mixture of. There are some elements of Renaissance, some elements of anything like that, and it's very typical.
Works well.
Very typical of Kiev to use this.
Yes.
But sometimes we can see the predominant elements can help us classify it as, for instance, Renaissance. But there are some buildings which is such a bizarre collection of everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And what is more, it looks quite nice.